Welcome to Lovin The Loveboat, a fond and funny look back on the world's greatest cruise ship-based television show. I'm Istvan, singer, songwriter, and TV fanatic.
And I'm Michelle, pop culture enthusiast.
Join us as we relive episodes of one of the most watched TV series of all time.
Occasionally deviating to pop culture charts unknown.
So come aboard, we're expecting you for another edition of
Lovin The Loveboat.
Guys, hello, my apologies. I just interrupted Michelle. That's all we have been doing to each other for the last number of weeks because why?
Because we're fighting about a trial.
That's not true. We just were busy with a million different things, and it's nice to be back. We hope you have been politely patient and understand why we're doing this episode. Why are we doing this episode?
Because then the last episode had Vicky in it that we did, and we were very curious about when she came to become a full-time member of the Love Boat.
Yes, and again, there's a lot of confusion because I was under the impression that this was season 3, episode 9, but again, I'm still leaning on Paramount Plus, and according to them, it's season 3, episode 7. We don't know exactly which one it is, you guys.
If you're going to go back and watch it, look for the one that says Captain Stubing is in for a big surprise when he is reunited with his love child in this poignant episode.
Yeah. We thought it was important for any of you who aren't aware. We were previously going episode by episode by episode, and in season 3, we have decided to deviate and bounce around and cherry pick episodes. So we felt it was kind of important because I'm like, when did Vicky become a permanent member of the ship? Mm-hmm. Although, as we've been looking at season 3, does it look like a season that we want to watch all of, Michelle?
Kind of. I've already got a pick for another one.
Because which one did you tell me about? And I totally knew about it too.
Phyllis Diller.
And who? The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Guys, when we were growing up, do you remember the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders being very popular? I do.
They were everywhere.
They were everywhere. They were like a sensation. And they are on, is it the next episode?
The next one.
Oh my God, we may have to watch that too.
Might have to cherry pick some season 3.
Yeah, because there are some pretty funny looking, awesome looking episodes. All right, but we are here purportedly season 3, episode 7. And let's get to our storyline, shall we? All right, first we have A New Woman, written by Howard Albrecht and Saul Weinstein. Secondly, we have Trial Romance, written by Tony Webster. And finally, we have Never Say Goodbye, written by Lee Aronson. Michelle, who's on this ship?
First off, we have Louis Nye. He was always on everything when we were kids. More recently, if you recall, he played Jeff's dad on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Oh, that's right. Wow. Oh, my God. He looks the same forever.
I know. He looked old then, but then he looked old now. I mean, he's no longer alive, but...
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, so he plays Barney Briscoe. I like that name. And next up, we have JoAnn, I'm not sure how to say her name.
Pflug.
As Ann Noyce. Yeah. And she was everywhere when we were kids, too. She was like kind of a bombshell actress. I remember her on The Match Game.
Can I say something about her?
That she was married to Chuck Woolery at one point?
No.
Well, she was.
No, I had no idea. She looks like she's 8 feet tall. Did you notice that?
She looked very tall, or Vic Taeback is very short.
Yeah, it's probably both. But she
Right.
definitely looked like exceptionally tall. Because also next to Ted Lange, she looked really, really tall. But maybe you're right. Maybe those guys are just littler.
But I think she was like a tall, almost like a modelish type figure, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I have Gale Storm as Rose Kennicott. She looked pretty. She was a famous 50s actress. If anybody recalls, I'm sure your mother does. My Little Margie. It was a 1950s television show.
Yeah.
She played the teenager Margie.
That sounds like something my mom would.
It totally sounds right up.
Totally
I've
like.
seen a couple of them, but it just seems right up your mom's alley. So I'm sure she can chime in later about it. Then we have the wonderful Vic Taeback as Harry Stewart. Now, you know him as Mel Sharples.
Yes, I do.
But here's something I didn't know. He's Syrian.
Is he really?
Yeah.
You guys are as hairy as one another.
But it makes sense when you look at him. Being
Does
part Syrian myself and seeing some of my relatives, recalling some of my relatives, that's cool.
I'm going to really quickly on Vic Taeback. I've referenced endlessly the Monkees and what a big influence it is on me. He was on there as always like a thug, like a mobster guy. And the one thing I think about Vic Taeback, Michelle, tell me if you agree or disagree. Does anyone get mad as good as Vic Taeback?
No.
Like, get mad and yell. Like, his yelling voice is the greatest like TV, almost cartoony, but still serious yelling voice. Nobody gets mad as great as Vic Taeback.
She was guilty as hell!
I can't argue. Especially on Alice when he'd get mad all
Oh
the
my
time
God.
at Vera.
Oh, it's the...
He gets so mad at her.
He deserves some sort of Lifetime Achievement Award just for
Emmy,
how...
at least.
Oh my God, it's incredible. Like, he is so good at that. All right, and who else?
That's it. And then they have Jill Whelan listed as a guest on this episode.
Yes, that's why we're here, for Jill Whelan. And she's amazing.
Oh my
actress.
God, yes. She is so good because most children actors are annoying. And
Yeah.
she is not at all.
No, she was really good because she's really authentic, but she really plays like emotional so well.
Her tears, her
Oh my
crying.
God.
She's sweet, and then she was both an excellent actress.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so we're here for her, and we're here for you guys. All right, so let's meet our cast. First on is, how would you describe her? I wrote down prudish, but I don't know that she's prudish. She's just sort of like maybe, I don't know how to describe.
Rose Kennicott.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess she was kind of prudish or just kind of like inexperienced, maybe.
Yeah, that's better. I think that's better. And she comes on looking maybe to meet somebody. She's a little bit older. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's first on board.
Can I help? I'm Rose Kennicott, and I have a feeling I've made a terrible mistake.
Well, it can't be too serious. You are on the right ship.
Yes, but everything else is wrong. Look at those people kissing.
They aren't doing it right?
They're doing it in public.
Oh, well, that's what we call indoor games.
Oh, this younger generation.
Well, we also have plenty of outdoor games. Shuffleboard, deck tennis, ping pong. You're going to have a wonderful cruise.
Well,
Maybe we'll even find you a partner for the indoor games.
Following her is Barney Briscoe, where they're going to be like the misconnections couple throughout the episode.
I love him on this because I like that sort of, again, clowny, cartoony, like over the top sort of character, and he plays it like he's playing like annoyed and shy,
appalled at the behavior of the people.
A little like prim or whatever. I like that a lot.
Oh, sir.
Excuse me, my name is Barney Briscoe, and I wonder if you can help me.
Yes, Mr. Briscoe. Let's see. You're in cabin...
Fiesta, 131.
Yes, that's right.
I was wondering.
Oh, about your dining assignment. Yes, sir. Let's see. You're at
Table 32.
Right.
How does one...
Go about playing jackpot bingo. Well, you just show up at the...
Acapulco Lounge.
Right. You certainly seem to have all the right answers.
Except one.
Oh?
How do you meet a lady?
Well, Mr. Briscoe, you've certainly come to the right place. We don't call this the Love Boat because we're crazy about tennis.
This younger generation.
When Vic Taeback arrives,
Yes.
you immediately know what's going to happen because he just mentioned that he's come off this trial and there was an annoying woman on the trial, and then sure enough, she shows up.
Excuse me, I'm Harry Stewart. I think I'm on the lower deck.
Correct. Cabin 359. And a nice cabin it is, too, sir.
Oh, well, you won't find me in it very often. Because I just spent 9 weeks in a locked room.
Boy, my mom just used to make me stand in a corner.
No. This was a jury room. I was on the Hamilton case.
Oh, wow. Where the wife tried to kill him 3 different times.
That's the one.
Boy, she sure seemed guilty to me, man.
Well, of course she was guilty. 11 men, good and true, knew she was guilty.
Well, then how come the jury was deadlocked?
Because of this stupid, dumb woman, or a woman by the name of Noise. She kept saying, she's innocent, she's innocent.
she was innocent. Noise and noise.
You! Get off my ship. Go home.
I should leave?
Otherwise, there's going to be another attempted murder.
Well, you have the perfect weapon, your head.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Hey, the trial is over. Can't we just call a truce? Come on now.
No.
Never.
Well, enjoy your cruise.
I intend to.
And so do I.
You know, I'm just realizing now, again, we've talked a lot of the time of how, the Love Boat for sure uses so many cliches that we saw growing up. This is another one. like courtroom sort of like butting heads. Remember Odd Couple where like Felix was in there and he didn't agree with everybody, and that's how him and Oscar met one another. That's how they met.
Oh, that's right.
They were on a trial. So like trials were always like a great, I don't know, backdrop for sitcoms.
It was, because even the Brady Bunch, if you recall, like when she got in the car accident, they took it to trial.
Oh, and he had the neck brace on.
Well,
that was like a ton
on in television when we were
yeah,
growing up.
always, all the time.
Why are we not all lawyers?
I don't know, but like that totally was used all the time, and that is their backstory with one another. But kind of cool because, I mean, I guess that it is the bump in, but they had like this recent past with one another, so kind of fun.
While the guests are arriving, Doc brings a letter for some reason to Captain Steubing that can't wait, and it's a letter from Vicky. The thing that was odd to me and weird is like, the captain doesn't say that it's his daughter, but Doc seems to think that it's his daughter, and when he says to him like, you and Vicky have the same eyes.
Yeah, they're just giving a ton of exposition up front. I mean, as far as all that, because I don't know, maybe we did know that she lived in Mexico with like her aunt or whatever. I don't know. This poor kid has had so much happen to her in her life. It is absolutely insane. But it leads kind of into one of, again, my favorite things, the spoken letter.
Oh, yes.
And the only qualm I had with it, not enough reverb. I need more reverb on it when someone's reading. So I think if I play this clip, I'm going to add a little smidge of reverb to really, really hit it home.
Dear Captain Merrill, thank you for my birthday present. A cruise director's uniform. It's only the neatest thing I ever got in my whole life. Maybe someday I can be a real cruise director on your ship. Only I hope I don't have to wait that long to see you. I just made myself sad. I miss you a real lot. And I'm always thinking about the time I came on the ship. Because it was the best time I ever had. And I wish... Oh, well. You know what I wish.
Michelle, I can't remember, like, when Vicky came on originally. And, like, I can't remember, like, if she didn't know or he knew she didn't know that was her dad or something. Like, isn't it weird that she'd love him or something?
She didn't know when she came on. Did she come on by herself the first time?
I can't remember. That's the thing. I cannot remember when Vicky came on or why or what, or I just don't even remember, honestly.
I think the aunt knew.
Yeah.
And then they knew who I'm going to call him Captain Merrill from now on. Captain Merrill knew that, like, who her mother was. But I don't know that Vicky at that first time knew the backstory.
But that's why it'd be weird if she's writing letters like, I love you. Like, your daughter's just writing
Well, they had
letters.
a connection, I recall. And it kind of was like he was being more friendly than he should have because he had put two and two together that was his daughter.
Okay.
And but it never was really said, I don't think.
Okay.
So then they have probably been pen pals ever since.
Yeah.
Writing back and forth.
I should just focus on she got the cool cruise director outfit.
Well, it's funny because I didn't catch that till you played the clip just now the first time. And then I was like, where did she get later? She's wearing the cruise director outfit. I'm like, where did she get that from? Now I know he sent her a tiny one. Let's jump ahead to dinner time because a lot of action was happening at dinner. It was supposed to be English pub night, which didn't make any sense because when they start to order the food, the different couples, nothing said to me English pub food. There were no fish and chips on the menu, nothing.
Hey, wasn't there like a comical waiter, like an older waiter guy with glasses in this
Yeah,
episode?
because when Vic Taeback and the other lady were eating, like they were ordering for each other and arguing the whole time.
Yeah. He was a weird, I thought, like addition. Like it was like kind of stealing focus a little bit, and like they were gonna like featuring this wild, funny waiter guy.
I always feel like when they throw that in, it was kind of like that what was his name?
You're gonna need to give me more than that. What was his name?
I can't think.
We would suck at password, dude.
Forget it. I always feel like when you have characters like that aren't really main characters, they don't it's always like it was like Aaron Spelling throwing a bone or something to
Yeah,
an
no,
old
it was a
friend.
weird. Yeah, it was a weird addition.
I need some work.
Where's Anderson, for God's sake? I need him
That's
back
who I
on the
was.
ship.
Yeah, remember like Anderson, same thing. It was like he gave him a few episodes, almost was going to make him into a character. Maybe
I
it
don't know.
didn't work. Another crew member.
Yeah, but at dinner, I mean, kind of the main thing is they're setting up, the comedic thing that's happening,
Mm-hmm.
and that is Rose and Barney Briscoe. He wants to meet her. She, of course. I mean, I don't know how any woman's going to resist Doc.
Right.
And it's kind of funny. I thought it was kind of funny because, Barney's thinking that Julie's after him.
Right.
And she's some sort of hussy, floozy. And
She's so aggressive.
yeah, and then this other woman is under the impression that Doc, just because he was kind of nice to her, is now interested in her. Yet he wants the other person. I kind of like that. That was kind of fun, and I thought they did a decent job. But of course, initially, things are not working out at all for Barney.
Good evening, Mr. Briscoe.
Good evening.
Well, tonight is English pub night. Are you coming to dinner?
Now look, when I said that I wanted to meet a lady, I meant someone my age. Now I'm going to be blunt. You're not my type.
Oh, well, you can't blame a girl for trying. Oh, good evening, Miss Kennicott. Don't you look lovely? Why, thank you. Ah, Miss Kennicott, have you met Mr. Briscoe? Mr. Briscoe, Miss Kennicott.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Is anyone joining you for dinner?
No.
Well, we like our passengers to have company, and I won't take no for an answer.
Well, in that case, I'd love to have dinner with you.
Young blonde whippersnapper.
Back to like the English pub night when we see Vic Taeback and JoAnn Pflug ordering their dinner. A, shocking, they're stuck at the same table together. And then B, again, none of that is English because they're talking about meatloaf and duck. They're arguing about that, and somehow she knew from the trial that he liked meatloaf.
That's what he ordered every time.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You don't think duck and meatloaf are going to cause an argument? You'd be wrong.
I'll have the roast duck.
Don't be silly, Harry. You don't like duck.
Why would anybody want to eat duck? With their little yellow bill and the little webbed feet?
Yes, they look so innocent.
Ducks are guilty.
You're starting it again.
I didn't say anything about the murder trial. I was talking about little ducks. Little ducks who ought to get a life sentence.
Would Madam like a little innocent ducky too?
No, thank you. I think I'll have meatloaf.
Meatloaf. Or would you like to have something along with it?
Peas, carrots, mashed potatoes. With absolutely not a trace of strychnine.
Meatloaf, no strychnine.
There was strychnine in that meatloaf. That was definitely established the third day of the trial.
There was evidence that there was some strychnine, but absolutely no evidence the wife was the one who put the strychnine into the meatloaf.
Well, if the wife didn't put the strychnine into the meatloaf, how did it get there?
Maybe she had a butcher with a sense of humor.
If there was the law against stupidity, you would get the chair.
Captain is missing from dinner. And why is he missing from dinner? Because he was waiting for his ship-to-shore call to speak to Vicky. But he ends up getting the maid, who we find out tells him that Vicky has run away.
I'd like to speak with Senora Strickland, por favor. Well, look, wait a minute. Will you just slow down?
Every night I say her prayers with her. This morning is not Vicky in bed. It's only Note. Note says goodbye. She takes clothes, dinero, and no come back. Oh, my Vickysita has run away.
Oh, my God.
Wouldn't the maid be fired after that, Michelle? I mean, if a kid runs away, it really is kind of like your main responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't know what the aunt's so busy doing exactly. I guess she's in the midst of a divorce.
Yeah,
Spoiler
the aunt
alert.
and the uncle. And there's other siblings, apparently, other children. So why is nobody paying attention to Vicky?
Are there really? Oh, it's her children,
Her
though, right?
children with their husband. Vicky's just went to live with them. And why are they in Mexico? But I will say, They had a very nice place in Mexico. I liked the house and I liked their view, their ocean view. So
None of it's real, right?
I know. But
You like it?
I did like it.
Okay.
So maybe Vicky would have liked it had she stuck
So
around longer.
what I'm taking away from this, I'm going to put some sets in the upstairs so you can just like think that you're like living in different places and you'll be happy, right?
Right.
Oh, I love this. I love what you've done with the place. Yeah, so Vicky she's gone. She got her little hobo bindle and she took off. I do not understand how she got to the ship or what. I don't know how this all took
Well, they
place.
lived on as I just pointed out, their view was an ocean view. So perhaps it was not
The ship is right there. It's like
not too hard for her to get to the port. And she probably knew from their letter writing back and forth that he was coming to town. So she's like, I got to get on that ship.
and as
we know
yeah,
from all past episodes, it is very easy for children to get on the Love Boat without a ticket. Again, one of my regrets in life. In a panic, the captain is forming a search party with his crew members when the ship gets to Mexico.
I like that part because it's like real like serious.
It is. They're all like walking down the stairs like, I'm going to help. I'm going to help.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Who's going to run the ship if you're all helping find Vicky? But as they find out 2 seconds later, she's already on the ship.
Did you call the chief of police and tell him to expect us?
Yes, sir.
I'm coming too.
I want you all to know which this is.
Sir, it's nothing.
It is to me.
Captain, I think there's a passenger who needs your assistance.
Gopher, could you take care of this? Vicky. Vicky?
Hi.
Young lady, do you have any idea of how much trouble you've caused? We have been worried sick about you. A girl your age should have some sense of responsibility.
I'm sorry.
Things immediately get heavy, right? So he takes her back to the cabin and he's calling the house to inform them that he has her.
Yeah, it is fairly huge because this is the huge reveal. I mean, there's 2 heavy reveals on this episode. She's bummed out because she doesn't want to go back. The captain's under a certain impression. And then Vicky pulls out of her bindle. Like all moms, right? Like you do. You have a diary that you keep.
I don't, but I had one when I was younger.
You tell me, you're the authority on the 70s. Were women keeping diaries into their
I think
adult
diaries
life?
in general, but at any age were very popular.
Well, Vicky whips out the old diary and drops a pretty big bomb, right?
More than a big bomb.
I don't want to go back.
Vicky, it was wrong of you to run away like this. Your aunt and uncle love you very much. If you have a problem, you should talk to them.
But you love me too, don't you?
Of course I do.
More than Aunt Dolores and Uncle Harry?
This isn't a contest, Vicky. We all love you very much. And this doesn't have something to do with why you ran away, does it?
Do you really want to know?
I really want to know.
I found it in a box of old stuff. It's Mom's diary. I told Meryl tonight that I'm marrying Tom. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Meryl doesn't know I'm going to have his child. If he ever does sense the truth, I hope he can understand that I'm doing what's best for both of us and for our baby. Mommy didn't marry you, but you're my real father, aren't you? Aren't you? together always. We won't ever say goodbye.
I don't know about you, but I found myself getting very weepy throughout this episode.
Yeah, I mean, Jill Whelan is really good. And again, like, no joke. I mean, like, if we all want to take this seriously, imagining what this child has been through, where she loses her mother, then she finds out that this person is her dad, this is her real father. That would be beyond heavy and confusing.
Absolutely.
But then you would see why she would be drawn and want to go there, because then it's like she's getting this other sort of almost like surprise or gift in that, oh my gosh, this is my real father, and now I can be with him, which you would have that desire,
of course,
compounded because of the loss of your mother.
You don't want to keep living in Mexico with your aunt and cousins.
You would.
That's true. If it was there, I would.
Super happy because they had a pool, remember?
They did. They had everything there.
You'd never leave. You'd still be living there. But yeah, it's very heavy, and I agree. It was definitely an emotional episode, and I think they handled a lot of it pretty well. Again, Michelle, I loved Barney Briscoe. He's very funny. I enjoy him immensely. Now I am thinking of Curb Your Enthusiasm because you brought it up, and he's great.
Yes. And
there are a lot of these moments, although another thing, like I feel like season 3 is kind of pulling me away from the things that I love most, and one of those is the candle holder, because I can't remember if this scene is in the Pirates Cove, but I know that they definitely have one in the Pirates Cove, and there's this new fancy red candle holder.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm sorry.
It just doesn't have the cachet and charm of the old one.
No laugh track, no fancy candle.
No, they got a laugh track on season 3 still. They've got that still on season 3, thank God. It's fun because like he thinks that Julie is putting the moves on him, which is not the case.
No.
She's just trying to facilitate this relationship between him and Rose. And I like these moments very much. And this is maybe one of the better ones.
Mr. Briscoe, you're all alone.
Please don't worry about me. I'm all right. I'm fine.
Didn't you get the note?
What note?
It was sort of a love note. At least I think it was a love note.
If I did get it, I would have ripped it apart.
Mr. Briscoe, I think it's time there's going to be a take the bull by the horns.
Bull and horns. All I wanted to do was meet a nice lady. Now, vamoose.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, I'm fine.
I don't think you understand, Mr. Briscoe. I don't.
This kind of whole affair between the triangle, or not even a triangle, it's the foursome. It gives me Three's Company vibes.
Definitely.
Where it's like all this miscommunication and almost gives me anxiety because she's going to Doc's office later to try to like hook up with him.
Yeah, because she's getting all sort of the wrong signals as well from Julie.
And I'm feeling anxiety for her because I know how it's going to go.
I didn't feel anxiety. I just, because of the heaviness of like sort of the Vicky thing, I kind of just was enjoying that it was silly and lighthearted, but I get where you're coming from. Yeah, but she goes to Doc's office thinking that they're going to start some sort of a relationship, and I thought that this was kind of funny.
I did too.
Oh! Well, I guess you and I are the only two people who didn't go into Acapulco tonight. Did you want to see me?
Yes.
Oh, well, come in, please. Is there a problem?
Well, I've been having these strange feelings here.
Well, you've come to the right place. How long have you had this feeling?
Not long. But everybody tells me nowadays you shouldn't wait. You should do something about it.
Good thinking.
Why don't you step inside and, take your clothes off.
You mean right now? Just like that?
No time like the present. Just call me when you're ready. We can get started.
Wouldn't you like to talk a little?
Well, in a situation like this, it's always a good idea to take care of the body.
It's all happening so fast.
Just relax. Maybe you'd be more comfortable here on the couch. And I could lock the door to make sure no one disturbs us.
Oh, Doc, you devil!
What are you doing?
I'm kissing you, but you're not helping much.
Rose, please. I'm a doctor.
I know.
Rose. I must insist. I must insist. Rose, I thought you came here for medical treatment.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Julie said...
Julie?
She said you were... Oh, I wish I could die right on the spot. What was I doing? A silly old woman trying to join a revolution that's already passed her by. How could I ever have dreamed that in one ocean cruise I could find a man who changed my whole life?
Rose, we all change the course of our lives sometimes. But it's better to take that first step and maybe stumble, but never to take a step at all.
You're very kind.
No, I'm not just being kind, believe me. Rose, someone is going to respond to all those feelings you have inside. And whoever he is, wherever he is, he's going to be a very lucky man.
Thank you. You've made me see the light tonight.
Who knows? Maybe some night soon, you may even see the stars.
And I thought you were something special.
I beg your pardon?
But you're like all the rest. Just another floozy.
Shell, did you notice that in Doc's sort of like let her down easy speech, he really kind of sounded exactly like Mr. Brady?
No.
It was so much like a Mr. Brady, like sometimes when we whatever, then we whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so like him that it was making me laugh, even though he really was trying to be kind and thoughtful and compassionate to this woman who was mortified by her behavior. And that part made me unintentionally laugh. I liked it. Pirates Cove is hot on this episode,
It
Michelle.
really is.
A lot of action going down in the Pirates Cove.
Including a martini drinking contest.
Oh, my God. Vic Taeback, he's there just trying to get away from this woman, and she's always following behind. And part of their arguments, I guess, like from this, it was called the Hamilton case, I believe.
Yes. Before we get into this little martini drinking contest, I still don't quite understand why, like, she never fully says why she thinks this woman's innocent. I mean, she doesn't give me enough facts to believe that this woman was innocent.
No, she seemed wrong to me.
She did. And even this martini drinking contest, because they hit her husband over the head with a candlestick, the woman who was on trial, supposedly, but they had both drank 5 martinis.
Yeah.
So the woman was trying to prove to Vic Taeback that you can drink 5 martinis and not get drunk. So Vic takes the challenge.
Fails miserably.
Mm-hmm.
Where are your 5 martinis? Why, slow service.
What are you talking about? I've already drunk them.
Why? What fast service. All of them?
Count them.
I'll take your word for it. Can I ask you a question? What are we doing here?
I'm going to prove to you that Hamilton's wife was sober enough after 5 martinis to know whether she tried to clobber him with a candlestick. I drank 5 martinis and I'm sober as a judge.
Well, I want to ask you a few questions, Your Honor. First of all, that's a ridiculous-looking robe you're wearing.
I think that proves my point. That the husband, on the night in question, got bombed out of his mind just like you.
Objection!
Then he passed out, hitting his head, raising a bump.
I want that stricken from the record. I want the jury to disregard.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
See, now this is the proof why, like, she wasn't drunk, and it's because she's 8 feet tall. And because she's 8 feet tall, she has, like, this constitution to be able to withstand 5 martinis. You know, also back to the point of, like, her being wrong as far as the details they give on the trial. One of the things is, like, and I don't know if it was meatloaf for that, too, or whatever food the person had been eating.
Oh, with arsenic.
Strychnine, I thought it was.
Oh, maybe
Or maybe
right.
it was one of those two things. But she's like, yeah, there were some.
Yeah, and then they never elaborated. So that, like, how did it get in there?
There was some poison in his food.
Just some made her think that the woman wasn't guilty. It was just a tiny amount.
So that was the part that I was siding with Vic Taeback on that.
Well, you're right, though. I remember hearing her say that, and then, like, and then there was, like, no follow-up. It was just, oh, there was a little bit, so she's not guilty.
Michelle, again, I think I said that there were, like, 2 heavy reveals in this, but actually, there's a lot of drama. because this poor Vicky, you know, it's like she is now realizing she's with her birth father. She already likes, I mean, who wouldn't like being, I guess, on a cool, fun disco ship like that as a kid? I would
God, imagine if I found out that.
settle down.
Captain
We all
Merrill's
know
my
you have
dad.
established, your exposition is established that you would like to live on the ship.
With Captain Merrill as my dad.
Exactly. Oh my God, you would have been
I really
beaming.
liked that as a child.
I'm going to buy you the outfit that she had for your next birthday, I think. You'll have your own cruise director outfit.
And that cute little, she had that little musical note necklace.
Yeah, she's adorable, man.
Yeah.
She's great. They really did. I always hate when they add things to shows. It's like, oh man, ratings
right.
must be lagging, but she's a great addition.
When they added kids to any other TV show later, that was always horrible.
This one worked, man, for me completely.
time.
But the thing is, we are not out of the woods yet because the captain still has every intention to send her back to Mexico.
Right.
And he has a heart-to-heart with her on the, like in the engine room or whatever, they steer the ship, which is kind of cool.
Vicky, did you understand everything you read in your mommy's diary?
Not everything. But I get the part where you're my real father and mommy marrying someone else.
Why do you think she did that?
Well, I guess she thought you wouldn't be happy unless you could be on your ship anymore.
That was part of it. The other part is that she wanted you to have a normal family life. With 2 parents, other kids, and dogs, and cats, and...
And a housekeeper named Carlotta.
Your mother wanted the best for you. And so do I.
You're gonna send me back, aren't you? You don't want me.
I want you more than anything. I don't have the right to keep you.
I thought you loved me.
Shortly after this, they go to the gorgeous
Mexican
casa
casa.
that Vicky lives in with her aunt.
And uncle.
Yes, in
As
her
we
polyester slacks, going through a divorce. As if this family hasn't been through enough. Now they're
Right.
going through a divorce.
So what do you do when you have a divorce?
What?
Send all the kids away.
Yeah.
Like, again, not understand. I know they needed a plot twist to get Vicky back on the ship, but she was saying she's sending all the kids away. Why?
Well, I find this entire section was, it was emotional, but it was somewhat confusing to me. And I think we need to share, certainly, this is one of the biggest scenes we've experienced thus far when the captain speaks to the aunt.
You want Vicky to stay with me?
Only for a while. Until I'm settled. Merrill.
Right now, I'm sorry I stopped drinking. I'm afraid I couldn't start something like this knowing how it's going to end. I can take Vicky, but I can't give her back. I'm sorry to learn. I know you don't understand why it's affecting me like this.
I do understand. Georgina was my sister. We didn't have many secrets.
Why didn't you say something? After all these years.
So that Vicky would be your choice, not your responsibility. You were free to walk away.
I want to walk away. I want to enjoy every moment I can with Vicky. Even if it has to end someday.
Merrill, you hardly know your daughter. Take this opportunity and live with her. Learn what she's all about. If it turns out that she belongs with you, then that's where I want her to be.
You mean that?
All I want is what is best for her.
That's all. That's everything.
Captain Merrill? You just came in to say goodbye.
I'm afraid that's impossible. How can I say goodbye if you're coming back to the ship with me?
I am?
That is, if you think you can put up with me for a while.
Forever and ever. I love you.
And I love you.
So I love when Vicky went to her room initially and she's like, I'm going to go to my room. Like she's so crestfallen. And I thought that was pretty authentic.
I liked
Yes.
that the aunt was just waiting for Captain Merrill to want Vicky to live with him. That was the plot twist. She
You know, we're
couldn't just-
recording this thing on, what is it, National Women's Day?
Yeah.
Wow. Talk about smarts and intuition
Right?
and patience and strength and fortitude. That woman, I think, was kind of had all of that on display, as did little Vicky. It was crazy.
I get it, but yes, she said it had to be your choice.
Well, I guess that's cool, right?
Yeah, it is cool. Well, I mean, I guess you want her best interest. You don't want her to just go to her dad just to be with her dad. He had to really want to be a part of her life.
I just like the massive FU to the aunt, basically, because Vicky's so ready to leave. You know what I mean? It's just like, I am out of here. I can't wait to go live with Captain Merrill. And it's like she doesn't really like feel bad at all about leaving the aunt.
But it's not your mom or your dad. And then
I
you
know.
find out, like I said, if you found out Captain Merrill was your dad, you would have been on that ship in 2 seconds.
I don't know about that. I might have stayed in the house with the pool. I mean, who knows?
But there's a pool on the Love Boat. There's
That's
two
true.
pools.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay, forget it. No,
And
I
a
would have been on there.
buffet
Oh, the
and-
buffet alone. No, you're right. I would have had brunch every day of my life.
too.
Oh my God, I would have hung with Isaac all day long.
Right.
He would have been so annoyed. It's like, get this kid out of here.
You can jog around the deck.
My socks up to my knees, skateboarding on deck.
Right.
Oh my God.
What is it called? Trap shooting? Shuffleboard. Oh my God. So much shuffleboard.
Oh my God, I would have met all of the Dallas Cowboy
Yeah,
cheerleaders.
next cruise you would have.
Oh my God. Wait, did you enjoy the highlight? Wait, you know what I'm going to say, right?
I know what you're going to say.
Because you were like in heaven.
Oh.
You were in Harry Hirsute heaven.
Yes, we jump ahead a little bit. They end up hooking up, of course.
Well, it's the weirdest hookup, I think, maybe, because he gets trashed. They go back. She's nice enough to take him back to his cabin. And then somehow he sobers up in record time to then have them recreate like one of the scenarios from the trial, the supposed like attempted murder. And
The strangle. when
they've
she's
hated each
sleeping.
other the entire time. They've been arguing nonstop. And then based on a strangle, a pseudo strangle, she decides that he's cute.
You can't prove that she didn't try to strangle her husband.
I certainly can.
Ha!
Ha! Mr. Hamilton said his wife tried to strangle him while he was asleep, right? So, I'm going to prove that she couldn't have strangled him. Pretend you're asleep.
What?
Go lie down. Or do you just want to say that I'm right?
Okay. I'm asleep. So what?
So, I couldn't possibly strangle you, see?
You're not even trying.
Yes, I am. Your neck is too big.
What do you want me to do? Trim it?
I know. Come on, roll over.
What?
Roll over. Gosh. Now, let me see. What if she tried this? You know what?
What?
I think you're kind of cute.
I think I'm kind of cute while you're strangling me.
Sorry.
You know something?
What?
I think you're kind of cute.
Well, back to what you were asking me about. I have never seen
Guys,
so much hair on somebody's chest. voice.
Just so you know, if you have not watched this episode, I don't think there's gonna be anything stronger to lure you into the episode than knowing you get to see Vic Taeback with his shirt off.
She was guilty as hell!
And it's always the guys that are bald on top with the
all of that
hairiest
hair
chest.
falls to their back.
I guess it goes to their back and their chest.
Can you imagine, like, he has his arm around you and then all that, like,
All that hair is
furry
touching
hair.
you. No.
Wow.
I know it's probably common for a lot of men, maybe.
For your
or at least
fellow
a lot
Syrians.
of 1970s men.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is something else.
It just was shocking to me.
Hey, stow it, Michelle. I don't want to hear any more talk about Vic Taeback and his hot
Nice
hairiness. But yeah, those two hook up, and then they're having their post-coital conversation because now they're completely in love.
But I will hand it to Loveboat. He had mentioned that they would get to know each other after the cruise. They didn't immediately say they were going to get married after one night together. So I did appreciate that from the Loveboat.
Yeah, because the cruise is basically done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like they kind of, in a way, they just kind of hurry up the sort of like, I don't know, it's like a combo reconciliation, Barney Briscoe finally popping his own version of the question to this other woman. Because I don't know if we mentioned it, but like he got all upset because he saw her in Doc's cabin thinking that they were with one another. And he made sort of like an offensive, he called her a floozy, which is not cool.
No.
But he was feeling hurt and he felt like he was trying so hard to reach her and she was ignoring him. So he wasn't at his best. But then he just kind of blurts it out with her and they have like a kind of a cute little moment.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Oh, it's you.
Who are you expecting? That Casanova, Dr. Bricker?
He is not a Casanova. And by the way, I am not a floozy.
Well, I saw you kissing him. But did you ever give me a tumble? No.
You?
Look, I'm not a big swinger. I'm bashful. It isn't easy for me to approach a stranger. Lady, I've been wanting to meet you this whole trip.
You have?
Oh, what's the use? You'd probably find me too old-fashioned.
Now, wait a minute. Would you think I was forward if I bought you a drink?
No.
And I asked you to take me dancing afterwards?
No.
Well then, shall we?
Yeah, and then we're out. Because these guys, right after that, there isn't much to it. They are together, happily. Don't know what is in the cards for these two guys as they leave, but they're off. And they kind of wrap that up nicely in my favorite sitcom-y way where he makes a crack about Julie still like being into him.
Sometimes things get a little confused, but all's well that ends well.
Thank you for everything.
Well, I'm happy you're happy.
I'm sorry things didn't work out for the two of us, but don't give up hope. I'm sure there's a man out there waiting for you somewhere.
And they wrapped up the court couple's relationship nice too with him. Somehow she convinced him to see her side of the story and that the woman wasn't guilty.
I think he was blinded by love, really.
I guess so.
Because he was right and she was wrong. So, whatever. The court, it's over. The decision has been made.
Right, and they're happily ever after.
You say that the defendant is innocent, then the defendant is innocent.
Oh, darling, you are entitled to your own opinion, but you were wrong when you said I was right.
No, darling. You are wrong when you say that I am wrong when I am trying to tell you that you are right.
You're so right.
And then,
I don't know. Looks like the jury is still out.
Now, guys, I don't know what we're going to do going forward. Because honestly, season 3 seems still pretty great to me.
It does.
I think it jumps the shark for me at season 4 based on, again, I mentioned in the last episode, the laugh track being gone and it kind of throwing me for a loop. But this one's still sticking to it. And there does seem to be a ton of fun episodes. So maybe we might do a couple cherry picks of our own.
Yes.
I know that we have another episode and I can't remember. There was another suggestion that I think we're going to do next. But again, I'd like to see for real if Vicky now is there every single time, or if it took them a while to get her like comfortable on the show or not.
We can watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader one next.
Maybe we need to, because you
and
love
then
Phyllis
do the
Diller.
Next suggestion.
Yeah, maybe. But I thought that they handled this really well. And as far as like a sitcom, we need to add something else to it. I think that it's kind of cool and weird because they had her on way earlier, and then I don't know if they had decided like let's bring that kid back, or they had always intended on doing it. I have no idea, but it worked for me.
It worked for me.
And again, we've said Jill Whelan is great, and she was such a good actress at such a young age, and boy, they chose a really good person to add to the show, because honestly, her and Gavin MacLeod have like a good chemistry with one another.
They really do.
So did you guys like this one? Did you guys enjoy it? Do you like the idea of the addition of Vicky on the show? Is it something that you guys didn't think was necessary? I like it.
Like you said, I like it too. Like we were saying earlier, like you add Oliver to the Brady Bunch, or, what's the kid's name to the Partridge Family?
Joey?
The little singing kid.
I don't know. I thought you were going to say Sam from Different Strokes.
Well, Sam too. There's always an annoying kid. She is not annoying.
No, she's great. She's really good, and she adds like a nice element to the show, I think. Actually, this clip is a little screwy, but I kind of wanted to play where it's the end. For some reason, the audio was messed up on the show itself.
Where she's wearing her little cruise.
Yeah, and she's saying
outfit.
goodbye to everyone. It was the cutest thing. I thought it was really, the way she was doing it, she seemed so genuinely happy, and the way that she was saying goodbye to everyone, I thought was adorable.
Anybody see Vicky? Nope.
Not since breakfast.
Well, she's got to be around here somewhere.
Nah, maybe she's on deck.
Sir. Bye-bye. Thank you for sailing with us. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed your cruise. Bye. Come again soon. Bye. We certainly enjoyed having you.
Yeah, so I like this one. I thought it was good.
Me too.
We are going to scour season 3, because I think that there is a lot of kind of decent stuff that we might be able to talk about. We are still encouraging you guys to send us your favorite or most noteworthy, weirdest episodes that you recall.
Yeah, it could be anything from all 10 seasons. If you're a Ted McGinley fan, send it on.
Why would you even say that? Oh, you are a
Ace?
loon. What?
He's Ace. He was Ace, the camera.
Yeah,
ship's
great.
photographer.
Right. Ace.
But yes, please shoot us a message on our Instagram and let us know what episode you would like us to do.
We're going to do our best. Again, we're very random, and we appreciate your patience as we bounce around. This was supposed to be out a little bit earlier, but if you guys are on our Instagram, we're trying to show you what we've been involved in. Our daughter was in a production of Clue at her school, and it turned out really great, and that was really kind of our major focus. And I've been sharing my other Kids and Family podcast in little doses, and if anybody wants to check that out, you do not need to have a child visit you from Mexico to enjoy it. I think it's a fun G-rated kind of a show that anybody can enjoy. It's supposed to be funny and a little bit odd, and I'm kind of sharing that stuff too during the interim in between shows. But yeah, we may hit that one up. I'm going to check out, I can't remember the one that was another suggestion, but I want to see that. I'm going to run it past Michelle, and we'll kind of decide between those two, and we will await any other suggestions from you guys. But until then, I am Istvan.
I'm Michelle.
Captain Stubing, please come to the bridge.
And we are
Lovin' the Loveboat.